What is up, mi gente, mi people? Check it out, new camera, point of view now. I got a new setup. So there's a lot of people on the 10th gen community that say these springs are better than these, and these springs are better than those, and I don't know. But that's with any car, you know, that's with any car. And for me, honestly, on my Civic, on my 10th gen Civic, D2 springs are the only ones that I have actually driven on. I don't know about the other springs. I can't say anything about them, but all I know is that these are the lowest you can go on this car. Like the lowest you could go, the lowest drop, like 2 inches all around. I think a 2-inch drop all around, and it fits on all the 10th gens, the sports, the hatches, not the Type R because that's a whole different thing. But to me, the D2 springs are legit, man. And I'm just honestly, I've already been driving on them for a good while now. I don't know exactly how long, I forgot. Oh, there's a train coming for sure. But I forgot exactly how long I've been driving on them for, but they're actually pretty legit. I like them, they're cool. But let me know how you guys like this new camera angle. It's a POV, just got a GoPro. I'm just checking right here how it looks because I'm trying to get it set up real good. I don't know how the audio is, I don't know, none of that shit is. But I'm gonna just be talking about the springs right now. It's like a test video, low-key like a test video, first video. There goes the Metro. Anyway, guys, like I was saying, the D2 springs, dope feeling to the car. Every time I put it in sport mode now, it just makes the car way more responsive than it was stock. When it was stock, I used to put it in sport mode here and there. I'm not always on sport mode. I know it gives a better throttle response and all that, and stiffens up everything, but I don't like driving like that all the time. But it does make the car be more responsive, and it's pretty legit. I like it, and the springs just enhance it even more. Like, they make it way more legit, way better. You feel the steering is more responsive. It feels like if you tune the car just a little bit more, just with one click of a button, you get to tune the car up just a little bit, stiffen up the dampening, the rebound, and then add a little throttle response, and it makes the car just a little more, not faster, not quicker by power, but responsive. It makes it more responsive, you get me? That's one thing that I like about this car, is that sport mode, with one click of a button, boom, you're good. You could be racing other fools if you want. Also, with that button, man, there's a freaking munch on my windshield. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right there. Look at that shit, man. Damn mosquito or bugs, I don't know, bro, but I hate when that happens. Like, come on now it looks on manchado while I'm driving right now through my city. No manches, way, look at that, pure manchas, man. No mames. I wish I could have caught it on the camera, and I didn't. I started recording right after that happened. But anyways, guys, the D2 springs, like I said, they're dope. They make the car feel better. The reason I went springs, and why I feel like a lot of people go springs on the SI 10th gen, is because of the adaptive dampening system. That's why a lot of people go with springs. They tell me they went springs because of the adaptive suspension. That's why they went springs. That's why I went springs. I did not know about the adaptive suspension until I saw a video of it before I was gonna go look at this car. I went to go look at it, and then the guy told me it goes into sport mode, and then I saw on the little thing it said that it stiffens up everything, and I was like, damn. And then I lifted up the car, like the week I bought it, I lifted it up, just looked how it looked under, and then I saw that there's a cable attached to the shock. And then I started looking at suspension videos, and then people talking about the electronic suspension. And then my friend, I have a homie that has a 10th gen also, a sedan, and he told me that he was on coilovers, or he still is, I don't know anymore, I forgot, but he said that that's freaking that cable shit, that it would give him a message all the time on the dash, and he was getting annoyed by it. So he's going back to springs. And you see, that's why people go with springs on this car, specifically the SI. I think the Type R too. I think the Type R does have some adaptive suspension, I'm not sure, but I know the SI does. And I think the sport cars do. I don't know about that, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the SI, Civic SI 10th gen, it definitely has this adaptive suspension. And honestly, it's a great feature to come with the car for at this price point. It's a great feature. I like it. It's super dope. And I wouldn't give it up, you know. The only thing that I really wish the car really had is an actual e-brake, but it's all good, man. It's all good. That's another discussion. That's another topic. But the springs, guys, the D2 springs are worth it. Any lowering springs are worth it. This is not just for the D2 springs. This is for any lowering springs, because with the lowering springs, it enhances the car, makes it feel better. It lowers the center of gravity a little bit, and it just makes the car look better too. When I lowered it, I already had my wheels on, so I didn't get to drive it around lowered on stock wheels. I should have, but I didn't do it. I still can, you know. I could swap them out anytime I have them on my other car, but it's all good. The springs, like I said, guys, lowering springs, they're legit. Some people hate them, some people love them. Some people say they last a good amount, some people say they don't. They could blow your OEM struts, OEM shocks, and that's true to a certain point, you know, because if you're driving around every single day, 100+ miles almost every day, of course you're gonna wear out the car quicker, you get me? Like me, I don't drive a lot. I don't really go many places, especially right now with this whole thing, this whole issue of COVID and all that, you know. I'm not driving around that much, but I still drive around here and there for fun, because when I got the car, I only drove it straight to work and back, and that was it. And then sometimes I take my brother to work and back, and that's it. And I was like, man, I haven't even enjoyed the car. So what I started doing about a month and a half ago, I bought this car back in July, so to give you like a time frame. So like a month and a half ago, I started just hitting this little mini canyon, which is where I'm going to right now. Just a little mini canyon that I've been going to test out the car, test out its limits. I should have gone there when the car was stocked, but I didn't, so now it's too late for all that. But it's a pretty cool little canyon. It's just a lot of little twists and turns, quick. Hopefully there's not any cars there, but like I said, guys, that's where I was testing out the D2 springs, and man, they feel super good. They feel great. I like them. This freaking GoPro head strap feels weird. I either gotta loosen it up or something, but it's all good. I think you could even put a reverse camera angle with this shit. I don't know. I have it angled a bit down because I feel like straight on it doesn't look good. I gotta get a better, like a hat clip or something, man. Get you guys a better angle. But the D2 springs are great, guys. Like, the car feels more responsive. I honestly like it. On my previous car, I started off with lowering springs. Those were Skunk 2. I was looking at Skunk 2 for this one, but Skunk 2 springs, they add a very similar height lowering drop, a very similar drop, but it just wasn't the same for me, because on the numbers it said like 1.7, 1.8 inch, and then on D2 it said 2 inch, and I was like, I'm gonna just get D2, you know. D2, they have the lowest drop. There's Swift springs, there's H&R, there's Godspeed, Skunk 2, Ebok, however you say it, and then the D2, and then I think there's a couple other ones, and then there's the coilovers. There's the coilovers, you know. I have my experience with coilovers, but like I said, the main reason I went springs is due to the adaptive suspension. I did not want to get rid of the ability to stiffen up the suspension at any moment in time that I want to. I could just push the button and bam, stiffens up. I could push it again and nope, no more stiff, no more like fast steering response, throttle response, you get me? So on my way to the canyons, guys, I'm about to hit the button right now and everything turns red. I don't know if you can see it, everything turned, all the dash lights up red. It's pretty cool. I'm about to head up to this little mini canyon. I call it a little miniature canyon because it's like a canyon, you know. It goes uphill, has that downhill part, has these twists and turns that if you don't know how to take them, you could just fall right off and die, and that shit is cool to me, man. It's a good experience, you know. I never driven my car through the canyons. I haven't gone there. I will go there now, show you guys a good POV of that shit. But the springs are worth it, guys. Springs, lowering springs, totally worth it. To me, they're a great investment if you It's not necessarily cheaping out. Just don't cut your springs. That's all I gotta say. Never cut your springs. I mean, you could go ahead and do what you want to do, you know, but I would never cut my springs. Never, man. Lowering springs, this car, lowering springs, it's already good enough. The only thing I wish is that the rear dropped just a ½ inch more, and that the front dropped maybe like a ¼ inch more. That's about it. But other than that, it looks great. With my wheel and tire setup, I'm on 18/9. I want 9.5. That'll be eventually though. These are my old wheels that were on my other car. They are MB Battles 18/9 plus 30 up front, and in the rear it's a plus 38. But I threw on a 5mm spacer in the rear because I didn't like how it was sunken in too much. So I threw on that 5mm, and now basically it's plus 38 in the back. Around there. If I ever got 9.5 wheels, 18/9.5, I'd probably go plus 32, 35. I'm not sure, bros. Around there, or maybe plus 30. Get a more poke. I might have to add more camber though. I'm not running camber arms in the rear. There's a lot of people that say you might need camber arms. You don't need them. I don't. Well, I didn't need them for my install. I went to the alignment shop, and on the paper it literally says the rear is, one side is -2.4, the other side is -2.6. So I got -2 degrees of camber, and that's fine with me because I used to be running like -6 on my other car, and that's too much. -2, that's fine for racing, you know. Even race cars, some race cars out there have camber, because for the turns you gotta lean over, and then that helps out. Leaning over, you won't just roll over, you won't get as much body roll when you got the camber. But it's all good, man. That freaking loud ass speaker, attention to the engine, I wonder where those little speakers are. But I haven't done anything to the exhaust yet because I'm still debating, man. I'm still debating on what to do. I don't know. I've been looking at the exhaust and I'm like, damn, that's freaking expensive. I could just go get a muffler delete and then get the intake and then another cosmetic part that I really want for the same amount as getting an $800 exhaust. I'm like, man, I don't know. You know, I'm debating it. I'm debating what to get. I could just get a custom one too, is what some of my friends keep on telling me, but I don't know, man. It's crazy. Oh, there's a biker coming up right here. Let me see real quick if there's anybody on the other side, because I might have to lean over. You know, gotta give them the right of way. Yeah, sick ass for sure. Always gotta be cautious with that shit. Hell yeah. But yeah, Christmas, Black Friday's coming up, and I don't know, man. I've been seeing deals and I'm like, these aren't even deals to me. And honestly, I don't even want to buy anything else. I already bought everything I need, like gifts and all that. I got this GoPro on sale, so hell yeah. Black Friday deal, early Black Friday Best Buy. Hell yeah, bro. It's all I wanted. It's all I wanted since a couple months ago. When I started this YouTube channel, I'm like, man, I'm gonna need a GoPro. I'm gonna want a GoPro, you know, for POVs, get more camera angles, and I've always liked GoPros. But back to the subject at hand, guys. The springs are dope, and I'm about to take you guys to a little mini canyon. Let me know how I do, guys, because I am not good at all. I'm an amateur. I still am learning how to drive manual. To fully master it, I am 80% good with it, and then there's just a 20% left, which involves downshifting. I know how to rev match, but rev matching correctly, downshifting, when it's a red light, or when a car in front of you stops, is slowing down, and then I don't know, or continues going, how to downshift correctly and then continue going at that time, how to turn on a yellow light that's about to turn red, like quickly, how to do a right turn on a yellow light or a left light. And you know, it's like I still need to master everything. Like I said, guys, the D2 springs help out a lot. Oh, these cars are going the way. Damn it. I'm gonna have to, let me wait a bit. Let me wait a bit. Let me wait a bit. I'm gonna just take this turn real slow, because there's cars up ahead. Damn, and they're going real slow. I just saw them. They're going really slow. I'm gonna drive it real slow right now, guys, because there's cars up ahead, man. Damn it. Last time I went through this little canyon, and there was a bit, like 2 trailers. I'm like, damn, what are you guys doing up here? Like, holy shit, man. I'm gonna take Angeles Crest in another video, Bouquet in another video, Sierra Highway in another video, and I'll just title them, man, POVs. I'm gonna do a good amount of POV videos now that I got this GoPro. It's the GoPro Hero 8 Black, by the way, guys. This freaking mancha on the window is freaking bothering me. Look at that shit. I don't know if you guys can see it. Bitch ass bug, whatever that was, man. Now it looks nasty. Now when people see the car, they're like, ew, nasty ass shit. All right, guys, so let's drive this shit. So the uphills are great in this car. All right, let's see if I gave a good amount of gap between me and the fools up front, because I'm not sure. I don't think I did. Oh, I don't see him. I don't see him. I think we're good. But I don't want to push it too hard, because then I'm gonna catch up to them real quick right now. Let's see. Woo, hell yeah, hell yeah. I like this car, man. It handles so good. I could never do this with my other one. It was slammed to the ground, bro. This shit is fun. It says to take the turns at like 30, 25. I'm like, nah, man. I could take it a little harder. Damn, that sun is really on my face right now. I'm on 4th gear right now. That's the thing I don't know also, like, I don't know. I'm still learning all that shit, guys. Don't be like, man, this fool doesn't know shit. Nah, it's just that I'm new to a manual car, guys. I'm not. This is my first manual car, so don't be saying I don't know shit, man. This is my first manual car. Damn, those fools are all the way down there. Holy shit, I just noticed that. Woo, those fools are far. I'm trying to see if I can catch up, but it doesn't matter. It ain't a race. I just like seeing how the car handles on these fucking turns, bro. Woo, going fucking 60 up here. Let's slow down a bit. It says 30 miles per hour. Like, imagine you fall down there one day, man. That's a good viewpoint right there. By the way, that's a good ass viewpoint. Gotta get some pictures up there one day. I don't know if the GoPro is that good with pictures, but they say it's all right. I know it records in 4K. I'm not recording in 4K right now because they say the battery dies too fast and all that shit. So I have an extra battery, but not with me right now. I left it at home. This is just like a test run video, and I'm just letting you guys know how the car feels right now. Damn, it ended off for sure. Yeah, see, it's like a mini canyon. It's all good. I like it. I like it a lot. I sometimes do a loop right here, but there's a lot of freaking cars. Like, what the hell? Then look at that fool running. This is like a viewpoint up here. Yeah, there's a lot of people up here. I think they're fishing or I don't know, man. There's a good amount of cars up here. I think they're fishing down at the aqueduct or some shit. We're gonna catch some fish, fool, some bass, some mojarras. And I don't think there's freaking tilapia down there, mojarras. There's definitely catfish and bass, so that's cool. But anyways, guys, the lowering springs are a great buy. I'd say get them. They're the cheaper option, and coilovers, and plus this car already has like a coilover function, which is controlling your dampening. With a click of a button, you get stiffer suspension. I even feel it right now. I'm still in sport mode, and this road is a little bumpy and it feels more rough than if I was not on sport mode. So it's pretty cool. I like the car a lot. I'm gonna make a video about the things that I love about the car the most, so stay tuned for that. So springs, guys, are a top thing for me. So like I said in the top 5 first mod videos that you guys should go check out, is that lowering the car is like the first thing I would do to all my cars. It is the second thing I did to my first car ever, because I threw on an axle back exhaust first on that car. Then this shit is loud. Like, the sport mode makes it loud. Let me turn that shit off now. I'm not driving hard anymore. But like I said, guys, that's a little mini canyon. But yeah, guys, lowering the car, that's like the number 1 thing, number 2 thing that I would honestly do to the car. Because on this one, I threw on the wheels first, actually. So wheels and tires were first on this car, and then I threw on the springs. But it would be the top mod that I would do to any car, because it makes it look better, gets rid of that wheel gap. It adds downforce because you're lowering the center of gravity of the vehicle down, less body roll. You could take turns a little harder now, and more control of the car. It stiffens it up a little bit depending on what springs you get. A little bit. You could go as much as getting some freaking 12K spring rates or even more, and you should be fine. But But honestly, these D2 springs, they are great to me. They do not drop the car a whole bunch, as people say. The only time you might scrape is if you add an aggressive front lip. I don't have an aggressive front lip. I have a simple lip that looks pretty nice. It's by Basin R. You guys should go watch that video too. You know, just check out my whole videos, check out the channel, check it all out, guys. Just see what you like, see what you don't like. Give me some suggestions, give me some feedback. You know, I want to hear feedback. Let me know how this POV shit is, and just stay tuned for more. Yeah, I got more content coming. POV now, POVs. Let's see what we could get into with this. And like I said, guys, springs totally worth it. Coilovers are worth it too. If you got the money, go for it. If you don't care about the adaptive suspension, but this is specifically for this car. Adaptive suspension, Civic Si, adaptive suspension. That is why I went springs. Like I said, I've said it like 100 times already, but yes, that's why I went springs. And will I go coilovers ever? Probably, when the struts blow out, when they don't work anymore, when they're worn out, I might go coilovers. When I went to buy a car, guys, I had already had in my mind, I'm gonna see how the car is, I'm gonna see how it feels, and I did. Test drove it. I'm like, damn, this is my first manual car. I didn't even know how to drive that shit, but I drove it around a bit. Didn't stall as much. I was learning it right then and there. And then I said, yep, this is the car I want to learn in, so I got it. And the first thing I was like, I'm like, man, this thing needs to be dropped, because the gap, there was a gap, and I'm like, man, this freaking wheel gap, I gotta drop this car a good amount now. And I don't know, man, but these people kind of drive slow, bro. But yeah, I was like, man, I need to figure out what I'm gonna do first. And I really wanted to do coilovers, BC extreme lows, just to have the ability to drop it if I ever wanted to the max. And then I realized, damn, this shit has electronic suspension, huh? And then I said, let me look at springs. And then I saw a bunch of reviews that said, yeah, with coilovers you'll get rid of your adaptive suspension stiffening up, but you won't get rid of the throttle response and the responsive steering wheel, turning radius, and all that. So it's all great, you know. Lowering springs are great for this car. It's a great option. It's a great price point too. Like under 200 bucks, you could drop your car. Just make sure you do it right, you know. Just make sure you do it right. A lot of punks are telling me, hey, you did that shit wrong, you freaking almost broke your axle. I'm like, bro, I just ain't no little bitch. I did not break my axle. I already checked at them all. Everything's fine. I've driven the car hard as hell, taking it through that little mini canyon a good amount of times now, and there's no issues at all. They're doing a lot of construction there, but no issues at all with the spring installation, guys. I've seen a lot of people that say they ripped their axle boot or something, and that they messed it up, and I'm like, damn, bro, how though? Like, I just followed a video. Shout out to Fong VOG. I followed his video on the method of just kicking that freaking axle down and the hub down, and that shit popped out easily, man. That's where I got it from. And he has a lot of freaking views. I don't see people complaining on his video about, oh, you could have destroyed the fucking axle. Nah, man, it's all good. But the springs are great. Like I said plenty of times already, lowering springs, any of them, I went with D2 because it gave the most aggressive drop. So like I said, guys, more content coming soon, and I got a couple surprises too coming up, some cool ones, some holiday themed shit, some POV themed shit. So like, share, subscribe, comment, and yeah, peace out, bros. Stay tuned for the next one.
Now you can check the whip and peel. Damn, this nigga is ill. Get shit from the smooth as butter. Cut in and out of lanes undercover. Style, wow, my mirror, the rear view. You can never fly by, homie, I will see you. Mach 5, change terrains if need be. Thou shall never floor pass. I would the ID before you act on.